Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Audrey. If you're new here, I am a freelance graphic designer, and I make videos on graphic design, the freelance life, and whatever I want. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact project proposal that I use to woo clients into working with me and how you can get a copy of that exact template. So as a graphic designer, you're not going to be working with every prospect that you talk to. I wish, but that's just the way it is. You talk to someone, you give them your price estimate and then they ghost you. But if they're really interested, you can convince them. Now, I have changed my proposal over the past few years. I feel like, oh, I should have put this in there or I should have not included that. But now I feel like I have found the proposal that works for me. And I'm very comfortable with this project proposal that I now use because it's in depth, it's well designed, in my opinion, and just gives the client everything that they need to know if they're working with me. And the thing is, they're not that complicated at all. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact proposal that I give clients. And I would like to give you a copy of this template as well if you're interested. It is well designed, easily customizable, and I guess you can use this as a reference for your own proposal. Or if you want to save time, you can download this template in the description box below and you can purchase a copy for yourself. Yes, I said purchase. It's only $10 though. Cover page. So this is your simple, straightforward cover page. It includes the brand name, the client's name, the industry they're working in, what kind of project, and the date. When it comes to the date, it could be the date of the presentation or the date the proposal was completed. Disclaimer. Since your client will be essentially owning the proposal, they can basically show it to anyone they want. Their parents, their friends, their dog, their coworkers. So this quick little disclaimer puts them in a position of, okay, I understand that this document is disclaimer is just between me and the designer, or me, the designer, and everyone else involved in the project. They can't show this to other designers, design agencies. It's just between us. Brand overview. So I like to keep this page short and sweet. I just like to put a brief description of the brand. And then in the second paragraph, they should answer questions like, what do they need for this project? What are the desired results they want to have? Research. So, as a way for clients to know that you truly understood and care about the project, is through researching. Now, you don't have to scour through the library, or you can, you do you. But I find updated statistics-based research statements that feels relevant to the challenges of the industry and what can the design project do to address that. I like to put 3 research statements so it's more focused and that I'm not just, copy pasting everything that I see on the internet. Challenge. So from the brief and the research, sum up what your project can do in a one sentence question or statement, whatever you want. So if the client's challenge is pretty clear, this should be easy. But if not, you might find this pretty tricky since, there's so much you would want to do, but you only need to be focused on one singular challenge. Stick to one statement. Goals. This is where I put specific initial ideas for the project, but it's important for me to let the client know that these are not set in stone so that I'm not setting up unrealistic expectations in this page. These are just words basically, so it might be hard for them to imagine what it would look like. And that's what a mood board is for, which essentially they have to pay for. Testimonials. So as a form of social proof that I am a credible designer, I like to put recent feedbacks from clients from my own feedback form. Obviously, if you want to show more, feel free to do so. Scope of work. This is where I put the specific deliverables that I'm going to be submitting. If the client happens to want more than what you presented, then obviously you're going to have to amend the proposal. And on the right side of this page, I put here what the client is entitled to. So staying in the scope of work chapter, this is where I get hyper specific about the output that they're going to receive. So this includes the name of the deliverable, a short description, and the exact format they're going to get. Process and timeline. In this chapter, I separate this part into 3 phases. And I feel like this is so much easier to skim through, much more exciting to read. So in this part, there is a milestone and a turnaround time. If you'd like to use specific dates on the turnaround time table, that's up to you. But I feel like because clients always change their mind about, some things and, there's time is just something that you cannot control. I just prefer to use turnaround time, like say, 7 to 10 days and whatnot. So phase 1 starts on the day of the initial deposit. So this is anything that does not include the design process. So don't start designing on this stage. So with me, this only includes the brand strategy and the mood board phase. Phase 2. So if the client has approved the strategy and you've settled on which creative direction you want to take this into, phase 2 is you really kick things off. Like this is the longest part of the project and this is where you be designing your concepts and presenting them to the client. So say your client has already approved the design, you're ready to wrap it up. This is where the third phase comes in. So I start this phase off with me preparing the deliverables. Usually takes me like 1 to 2 days to organize my files. But obviously you can do this, and I feel like you can do this in a day. Then once those files are done, I send the invoice. Once they've settled the final payment, I then give them a link to be able to download the deliverables. It's almost like it's very instant. So don't keep the client waiting here. Once you receive the payment, give them the stuff. Let's talk about money. So usually prior to this proposal, the client should already have an idea of how much you charge. It's now just a matter of convincing them that, hey, this is what you're paying for. And if you think this is worth it, then great. So the left side is how much the project would cost. So include here the initial deposit and discount if there's any. And on the right side, I put there my payment terms. So it includes the preferred payment methods, late fees, additional revision fees. I don't have a kill fee yet because I have not had the experience of shutting down a project in the middle of it. But yeah, maybe I will someday. But if you have more fees, feel free to add them here. Lastly is the next steps. So here's where I quickly guide the client through what to do next, because sometimes designers don't really lead clients to the next steps. They just verbally tell them, here's what you do, yada, yada, yada. But I think it's better, in my opinion, to visually guide them as to what to do next. Lastly is your sign off page. And this is where you and the client sign off the proposal. Usually, obviously, the designer already approved their own proposal. So they should have already signed this. And then I send this to the client for their own approval. I do want to note, though, this is not a contract. So even if they sign the proposal, if they have not made the initial deposit plus the actual contract, the work is not yet starting. Absolutely not. So that's that. So yeah, that's it. Really, this is a pretty quick video because I just want to share how I do things, and hopefully you'll be able to like the proposal yourself if you purchase them. Thank you so much. If you don't want to, it's totally fine. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video. And if you have more questions about proposals and such, then feel free to leave a comment below and tell me if you like this video. Thanks so much, and bye bye.